Welcome back, it's me, Lou. I'm here for another action figure unboxing and review. And today we are playing a little bit of catch up as I review an action figure that came out last year. So we have Mattel's Masters of the Universe Beastman, the Savage Henchman. This is new for 21, so that was last year. And this is Beastman, but this is not the standard Beastman. This is the Lords of Power Beastman, LOP right there. So I want to say I think this is the second release of this figure. A slightly different version of this figure came out, I think over 2 years ago. It was a PowerCon exclusive. It was like a 5-pack. It was the Lords of Power 5-pack. I think it came with He-Man, Man-at-Arms, Skeletor, Merman, and Beastman. And the versions that were included in that box set was for the Lords of Power. That box set went for a lot of money when it came out. I actually have it, but it's one of those things where I don't want to like open it up because I like paid an arm and a leg for it when it came out. But it was nice that Mattel kind of went back and gave us a solo release. You know, if you didn't buy the box set, you know, it gave you a chance to get this figure. But in order to like not upset the fans that, you know, shelled out all that crazy money, this figure is slightly different than the one that came in the box set. I couldn't tell you what the differences was because I haven't looked at that figure like in a couple of years. But today we're going to take a look at this one, the solo release. I never found this figure in the wild. I bought this at one of my local collectible toy stores for a reasonable price. I think I pretty much got it for retail. And I'm excited to check it out. It's not necessarily my preferred version of Beastman. Like for me, I'm happy with the original first release that we got with Origins. Here's nice illustration. Comes with a comic book. This guy belonged to this assortment. And this assortment was one that I had a hard time finding. I don't think I have Web Store or Stinkor. I don't remember ever reviewing them. Because I think this wave was kind of... It's not that it was limited, but I think this wave in general was just hard to find. Here's his play features. You could twist him around in all sorts of wacky poses. Alright, so we get comic book, Rockin' a Hard Place. This is nice. If you grew up during the 80s, this is a cool throwback to the old mini comics that we got with original figures. I still have yet to read one of these completely straight through. And I say this all the time. It's kind of ironic because I'm actually a big comic book reader and collector. And then it comes with that little sheet of paper that tells you what comes apart. You swap out the head, the arms, detaches at the waist. You can remove the boots. And here is Lords of Power Beastman. Alright, so I guess he just comes with this. Here's his crazy body armor. Let's take a look at the figure first without it. So we have Beastman. So Lords of Power. Alright, so this is what I remember, because I remember I watched a couple of Masters of the Universe documentaries years ago. So Lords of Power is what they called Masters of the Universe during its development stages. But they kind of realized at some point in time that they couldn't, refer to the toys as lords because of the religious connotations. So then Lords of Power was renamed Masters of the Universe. This was the original design for Beastman, I believe. It's odd. The figure was new for 2021, but on the back, he stamped 2020. And it's kind of a weird figure. If you examine his head closely, it looks like he's like suffering from like male pattern baldness, because he's like bald on top, but then you can kind of see his hair coming in like midway through his scalp or his head. I'm not too keen on his mouth being open like this. I'm not sure if the original figure, the reason why it was like this is because if maybe it had like a gimmick. Like, I'm not sure if the original figure like maybe spit water out. Because it looks, I don't like this look, how his mouth is open. It looks kind of weird. The sculpting is nice. I think we've seen this body used before for other figures. The forearm piece, I don't remember seeing this before anywhere else. I might be wrong on that though. He has a really cool looking gauntlet with like 3 claws, much like Wolverine. A really cool looking belt. It almost looks like a dinner platter. And it's removable. You detach right there. His articulation is very standard for like most Masters figures. The head rotates, looks up, looks down, arms rotate, they go outward. It's a really bold shade of red also, as you can see on my camera. It's almost at a point where it's a little bit too much. My camera has a hard time focusing on this guy because the shade of red is this. It's kind of odd. So if this guy looks kind of out of focus, it's because my camera has a hard time of making sense of him. There's this. Yeah, to be honest, I didn't realize that this guy was so different from the first release figure that we got previously. And like I stated, this isn't my preferred version of Beastman. I really do like the one we did get. Alright, so there's that. Got his body armor on. It looks really cool with the armor on too. I gotta admit that I do like the color scheme of this kind of like goldish yellow against this like orange red. Provides a nice contrast, especially with the blue points below his eyes and on the chest and on the belt buckle. So this is the completed look of Lords of Power Beastman. As you can see, he's a pretty cool looking dude. Crazy looking spikes or horns coming out of the shoulder pads. It's almost kind of like reminiscent of like the Legion of Doom tag team, the Road Warriors. But this guy, I think he predates when the Road Warriors wore their shoulder pads. I don't think the Legion of Doom debuted their shoulder pads until maybe like 1986 or 87. Yeah, pretty cool. I like this guy a lot. Now, if you're wondering how he compares next to the Origins Beastman that we got before this, here he is. Like I said, I like this guy a lot. The only thing I don't like about this version of the figure is that these arm pads keep on falling off. And much like this guy here, my camera has a hard time adjusting the color balance because these guys are so like red and orange. So let's try to get them to focus if we could. Let's try this. Maybe I need to adjust the white balance. Maybe this will work better. Alright, let's get you into focus. Yeah, none of these guys want to focus with my camera. Alright, there you go. Yeah, so this is the original Origins Beastman. As you can see, much different head. His head's almost kind of like a Star Trek Klingon head with the cranial bumps towards the top. His face has the blue markings, but it's also painted red around the nose and upper cheeks. And this gives you an idea of what they look like. This guy here looks more gorilla-like than this one. If I could find this guy cheaper, I wouldn't mind getting another one of these. I think it'd be cool to army build this guy like as a random henchman. And then to have this guy be, you know, like, it's just Beast Man. It's Beast Man with like his cronies. Yeah, I didn't realize how wildly different this figure was. The difference is really like night and day. It's like a completely new character altogether. So yeah, I think this guy is worth the purchase if you could find him. I'm not sure what the going rate is going on him right now, but if you can find them for like, you know, slightly above retail, I think it's definitely worth the purchase. Yeah, very different looking figure. I didn't realize how crazy and how different he looked. Like I said, it's like it feels like a completely new dude altogether. Alright, so how do I rate this guy on a scale of 1 to 10? I don't know, easy 10. For me, I think it's great. Especially if you didn't get the box set. This is the only other way to get the Lords of Power Beast Man. You know, if you're a completionist, you definitely need this guy. Like I said, you know, this guy is so drastically different looking than the original Origins figure that if you wanted to, you could make this up and just give this guy a new name, call him a different, you know, pretend he's a different character. Or you could army build him if that's affordable and just make him like Beast Man's like henchman. Really cool figure. Alright, so let's wrap this one up. Once again, my name is Lou. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you are a returning viewer, subscriber, thank you so much for your continued support. I greatly appreciate it. So, until the next video, be safe, take care of yourself, buy lots of toys, and most importantly, be happy. And I'll see you at the next one. Alright, later.